It is great. Yeah, I think this is the right one, Toba. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in this morning. It is 7:45 in the morning, and it is Friday, and oh my goodness, it was a little bit rainy last night, huh? Just a little bit, just enough to clean things off, make things a little bit humid outside. Well, right now, that's not too bad. 79 degrees outside in Saipan. It's a great day. Humidity's a little bit higher than normal. It's ocho. That's right, it's 88% humidity up at the Saipan International Airport, and we are expecting some more of this gray stuff. So that's what you got. Take it away, baby. We made it to the weekend. That's it. Get started, go crazy. Okay, wait. Make sure you finish your work week, though. You don't want to get in trouble. Don't leave your office yet. Brad told me that might not work. It might not work. If you tell them that I told you it's okay to go home, that might not get you out of trouble. All right. Hey, anyway, it is going to be a great one today. But, hey, if you're going to be out there on the water, be careful. There is a rip current statement all the way through the weekend until 4 p.m. on Sunday. Also, there's a high surf advisory, same time, same place, out there on the water, and it's all the way till 4 p.m. on February 2nd. So be careful out there. Hey, we're looking at a beautiful day. Actually, even though it looks a little gray outside, we are expecting mostly sunny skies with a high near 86. Winds out of the east going to be picking up a little bit today. 16 to 21 miles per hour with gusts as high as 25. So that is a little hustle and bustle from the wind. You think it might die down tonight? You're wrong, because it's going to be gusts as high as 23 miles per hour. So it's only a little tad. It's like they took a little bit. They went from 11 to 9 is what they went to on the volume scale. All weekend, though, we're looking at mostly sunny skies, high near 86, wind out of the east-northeast, and 15 18 miles per hour for the wind. So it's going to be a great weekend. Maybe you're going to see some whales. Who knows? I mean, it could happen. It could happen. All of a sudden, people are starting to think that I might be the whale whisperer. I'm like, that's not true. I was just lucky. Right place, right time when those whales came by. And then one of my buddies is like, hey, how come you didn't call me? I'm like, dude, I literally just grabbed my phone. I'm like, I want to shoot some video of this. I can't believe it's happening right now. And so they went by and they did that. And after I shot about a minute or so, I'm like, oh, you know, it'd be really cool. Let me share it with everybody right now. So I tried to stream it, and they hung out for just a little bit longer, and that was it. I mean, it was just a little moment of majesticness. Majesty? Better? Yeah. That was pretty much it. And so I'll let you know if we see stuff like that again. But he's like, oh, man, I will come down there with my drone. I'm like, that would have been awesome. But I wasn't sure if they would even be there for more than a minute. By the time, if I would have called them, they would have been gone by that time. But it was so cool. I mean, that moment was great. Well, that is a possibility for you now, too. Actually, somebody sent me a video, and they said that it was over bonsai, but I'm not sure if it, like, I haven't verified it or anything. But if this drone footage of a humpback whale with a calf was indeed over by bonsai, that would be amazing footage. So anyway, hey, good morning, Toba. Good to see you this morning. And man, I had a conversation with Mariano. Said he might be checking you out about tinting his Black Thunder is the name of his truck, and it's a pretty awesome truck. It's a Hilux. And it is it's a good looking Toyota. It's an older one, and it's lifted, and it looks great. Taking great care of it. Good morning, Louisa. Great to see you too. John William. I was just telling people about what you were joking about last night during the show. JJ, thanks for tuning in, man. Again, I know you guys. You came in earlier, and we had that big software crash, and I'm like, what is going on? All right, that's it. Throw it all away. I had to put everything back together a little bit because the studio back there was the setting for SIP Happens with the Marianas Business Network. My God, that was fun. And I'll tell you what, that's the cause of this little hangover that I had going on this morning. But I'll tell you what, coffee helps, and the aminos are magic. If you guys doubt it, go out and get yourself a hangover. They're free. And then you can get some aminos, pop those in the water, and man, I'll tell you, I feel way better, like amazingly better from the way I woke up this morning. Isabella, thanks for tuning in this morning. Great to see you. Yeah, I woke up feeling lousy for sure, but knowing that I had to come in, and I was excited about coming in to do this stuff, but man, like which one of y'all kicked me? Who did it? But, I mean, that's what happens. We had a great show. We had a lot of fun last night. And we had Travis from Last Shot. We had Derek, Coach D from Laddie Built. We had Dental Donna Crum from Paradise Dental. We had PK from the Marianas Business Network. We also had Arlene was here. And, man, I'll tell you what, it was great. Oh, Shy was here, too. And we ended up, so we started off with these nuclear-powered margaritas from Last Shot Bar. You saw that drink tower. I could pull it up, and I could show you guys. I'm telling you, it was nuclear-powered, and it didn't taste like it was nuclear-powered. It was sneaky. It was like a submarine. It came in from the depths and crept up on us. Next thing you know, there's glasses being broken. There's drinks being spilled. I'm like, all right, this went from a podcast to a party, and it happened pretty quick. And it was great. I absolutely loved it. I came back in this morning, and it smelled like there was a lot of food going on. It smelled like there was a party last night here. And you know what? That's exactly what it was. So hold on. I'm going to see if I can't find the spot. Oh, wait, no, that's it. No, sorry. I'm going to try to, just to give you guys a little view of what this was. You've seen those big drink towers where they usually fill them with beer and all that. Imagine that full of margarita, because that's what it was last night, and it was not messing around. It was great stuff. Let me pull up my share screen. I'm trying to, this is it. You guys can't see it yet, but I'm going to get there. Transition over that way, and, oh, yeah. Don't you look? I've got the, why can't you see anything? All right, hold on. Hold on. I mean, it's there. Anyway, what is that in that top corner up there? Oh, I know what it is. No, I don't. All right, anyway, don't worry about that big black corner in the thing here. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm sharing the screen, and there's the Sony one right there. Boom. All right. Yeah, that should be it. It should be right there. I am failing greatly in this. But anyway, I'm just trying to skip. Oh, you can see it in the background except for that. Yeah, that's it. Boom. And it's in the back thing here. I'm just going to switch over there. Boom. You can see it in the back. It says Last Shot Bar. Of course, now when I move it to over on that side, it's going to be hidden. That's like center screen. Boom. Let's just pause it right there. That is a tower. So you see the glasses of wine and the bottle of wine. Great stuff. But that tower in the background with the Last Shot Bar logo on it, that was filled with margaritas. And I can tell you what, it was pretty awesome. After we finished the margaritas, went right into that wine. Right after that, went into some beer. And next thing you know, and all the food was outstanding too. I mean, like, we had some great food. Arlene cooked here, like right outside, like the Korean barbecue stuff. And wow, that was just what a night. And so we ended up going to Last Shot afterwards, and just stayed. I think I got home like around 1 o'clock. Can you believe it? I know, on a school night when we got the show the next day. That's what ended up happening. All right. Well, all that is to say is that last night was a whole lot of fun. I want to say thanks to all you guys for tuning in and watching all that stuff, because it was just great. And that's going to be a regular thing. Next month in February, we're going to do another one. I don't know who the guests are. I don't know who's coming in. They're going to have to plan all that stuff. And I'll be on the other side of the camera again, just producing it. So it was great stuff, and I loved it, and look forward to doing more of that stuff. Hey, if you guys want to be on, you can, because all you got to do is let us know, give us a heads up. All right, we're going to get to all the local stuff that's pretty heavy. But one thing that was interesting is that there was and we'll read this over together, is that there was a federal directive that, remember that stuff that we talked about, OMB, saying, hey, all this funding is frozen. We're not paying for anything anymore, at least until February 10th, when we get a chance to figure all this stuff out, right? Well, that got rescinded, and we posted it, but we didn't talk about it yesterday. So it was a pretty chaotic, if you will. I don't know if chaotic is fair, but it was a crap show. I think we can say that pretty fair, right? That's the nice way of saying it. because it was. So let's do this. Let me go on to the share. Let's see if that's it. Boom. All right, so this is an email that went out to federal employees, and someone took a picture of it and sent it to me. Yeah, so you see that's not the most clear stuff, right? They didn't copy and paste it or whatever. Yeah, because they don't want to get in trouble that on their work email they sent it to us. So they took a picture of the screen, right? So here's what it says. This, again, it says, this email has been received from outside department of those guys. Okay, so it says, during the first week of his administration, President Trump issued a number of directives concerning the federal workforce. Among those directives, the president required that employees return to in-person work, restored accountability for employees who have policy-making authority, restored accountability for senior career executives, and reformed the federal hiring process on merit. As a result of the above orders, the reform of the federal workforce will be significant. The reformed federal workforce will be built around 4 pillars. All right, what are they? The return to office, we talked about that. You got to be in work, right? It says, the substantial majority of federal employees who have been working remotely since COVID will be required to return to their physical offices 5 days a week. Going forward, we will expect our physical offices to undergo meaningful consolidation and divestitures, potentially resulting in physical office relocations for a number of federal workers. Number 2, performance culture. The federal workforce should be comprised of the best America has to offer. We will insist on excellence at every level. Our performance standards will be updated to reward and promote those that exceed expectations and address in a fair and open way those who do not meet the high standards which taxpayers of this country have a right to demand. Number 3, more streamlined and flexible workforce. It says, while a few agencies and even branches of the military are likely to see increases in the size of their workforce, the majority of the federal agencies are likely to be downsized through restructurings, realignments, and reductions in force. These actions are likely to include the use of furloughs and the reclassification to at-will status for a substantial number of federal employees. Yikes. And finally, the 4th pillar is enhanced standards of conduct. The federal workforce should be comprised of employees who are reliable, loyal, trustworthy, and who strive for excellence in their daily work. Employees will be subject to enhanced standards of suitability and conduct as we move forward. Employees who engage in unlawful behavior and other misconduct will be prioritized for appropriate investigation and discipline, including termination. You know, I don't have any issue with any of that. It's actually pretty good. I mean, all that stuff sounds great. I mean, when you just read it, it sounds good to me. You tell me if you disagree. By the way, you can tell us in the comments, and you can tell us on the phone. Remember, our phone lines are open, 789-2323, 789-2323. That is the number for us, and we're on all the time, by the way. So give us a call if you've got some thoughts about all that. Okay. This one's got to go down a tick. There we go. All right. So that's the 4th thing. So everyone's got to go back to work in the office. That's number 1. Number 2, and this is what I love. Like, listen to this. The federal workforce should be comprised of the best America has to offer. What a cool statement, right? It says, we will insist on excellence at every level. And then, now, the thing about that is that is a different way of saying about that DEI hiring stuff. So I'm okay with it because it's not about eliminating people based on, you know, where they're from, their color, their creed, their preferences for whatever. It's just saying we're not going to let people in unless they're the best folks. I love it. I think it's great. I think that's a really good deal. And that's a great conversation, I think, for us to have. Let's go into the next part, though. Excuse me. I told you about it last night. All right, so it says, each of the pillars outlined above will be pursued in accordance with applicable law, consistent with your agency's policies, and to the extent permitted under relevant collective bargaining agreements. If you choose to remain in your current position, we thank you for your renewed focus on serving the American people to the best of your abilities and look forward to working together as part of the improved federal workforce. At this time, we cannot give you full assurance regarding the certainty of your position or agency, but should your position be eliminated, you will be treated with dignity, and you will be afforded the protections in place for such positions. Really weird, right? It's kind of scary to hear that if that's your job and you're getting that. Now, here's this. It says, if you choose not to continue your current role in the federal workforce, we thank you for your service to your country, and you will be provided with a dignified, fair departure from the federal government utilizing a deferred resignation program. This program begins yesterday in the mainland, or the 28th, and is available to all federal employees until February 6th. It's like, act now for a limited time offer is what it says, basically. So hold on, guys, scroll down. I'm missing some stuff in the comments, guys. I missed up a bunch of you guys, and I'll catch up to you on that. But so it says, again, this program begins January 28th and is available to all federal employees until February 6th. If you resign under this program, you'll retain all pay and benefits regardless of your daily workload and will be exempted from all applicable in-person work requirements until September 30th or earlier if you choose to accelerate your resignation for any reason. The details of this separation can be found below, and then we'll walk through that. It says, whichever path you choose, we thank you for your service to the United States of America. How about that? Basically, it says, hey, if you want to resign, we're not going to make you come back to the office, and we're not going to really make you do a whole lot of work. It says, if you resign under this program, you will retain all pay and benefits, regardless of your daily workload, and you will be exempted from all applicable in-person work requirements, so you don't have to go to the office anymore, until September 30th. So it's basically like a 9-month severance package. Well, 7 or an 8-month severance package. Not bad. What do you do after September? I don't know. And how does that affect you for retirement and all that stuff? Yeah. Question is, are you eligible for rehire in federal service? So let's find out. But we'll keep going with it. But that's what went out to federal employees. And let me catch you up in the comments real quick to say, good morning. Melanie, great to see you. I feel like it's been forever since I've seen you. Great to see you. Makeup game tonight, weather permitting. Louisa, do you know who that is going to be? If you could let us know, it'd be awesome. Juan Hooka, great to see you. Thanks for tuning in. And I feel really bad for those that get released. Yeah, me too, Tobot. Me too. Piling Gazetmo, great to see you. Chris Tomakani says, hey, I received it, but I immediately deleted it. That's right. That's right, partner. Delete it. I would have kept it just cause, right? Just to have that. I would have screen grabbed it at the very least, just to have it. And that was it. Tobot says, that's just like how my father went through the military downsizing back in the 90s. Man, I'll tell you what, that happened under the Clinton administration during the BRAC, the base reduction and closure. And I was part of that. It was, it's the exact tactic that Elanya did with Twitter. I love it. With the base reductions and closures, that was with Clinton in 93, because that's when I was stationed out at Fort Ord. And they said, we came back from our division run. We just ran 7 miles with the whole division in cadence, all that stuff. But it would have been incredibly impressive for anyone else to see that the whole division was running 7 miles for the 7th Infantry Division. It was outstanding. Anyway, we get back, and we were told by our battalion commander that, hey guys, got some news. We're closing. Here's your options. You get to roll the dice and see where the Army sends you. You fill out your wish list, and maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. The other one is the sure thing is to go with these Manchus. They're in the field 10 months out of the year. They're the toughest unit that we got in the division. They're going up to Fort Lewis. You can go with them for sure. Or you roll the dice. Like, I don't want to end up in Kansas. So, I mean, I'd probably be a Chiefs fan. It would be a happy time. It'd be easier than what I'm going through as a Bills fan. But anyway, I digress. But so that was it. So I ended up going up to Washington. And I was sad because this first unit that I was in the first real duty station I was in, that base was closing. And I was devastated. But anyway, imagine being a federal employee and finding out, hey, You want to not work for the next 8 months and get paid? That's what you could do. And if you want to pick up another job, you can. Go for it. That's what it sounds like. Okay, so let's find out what happens. Is this the right one? Okay, so here's what's later. If you decide that you want to resign, so the first thing, they even give you a step-by-step to resign. It says, select reply to this email. You must reply from your government account, and reply from an account other than your government account would not be accepted. That's pretty good. So you can't say, hi, I'm replying for Tobot. I'm out. And then type the word resign into the body of this email and hit send. That's it. All you have to do is type resign. They're making it easy. Like, you don't even need to know 2 words. Just type 1 word and press send. So the last day to accept the deferred resignation program is February 6th. Deferred resignation is available to all full-time federal employees, except for military personnel of the armed forces. Except for military personnel of the armed forces. What other military personnel are there? Employees of the U.S. Postal Service. You guys still got to deliver. And then those in positions related to immigration enforcement and national security, and those in other positions specifically excluded by your employing agency. So here's the deferred resignation letter. This is the one you just have to type resign and send it with this, right? It says, please accept this letter as my formal resignation from employment with my employing agency effective September 30th. I understand that I have the right to accelerate but not extend my resignation date if I wish to take advantage of the deferred resignation program. I also understand that if I am or become eligible for early or normal retirement before my resignation date, that I retain the right to elect early or normal retirement, once eligible, at any point during my resignation date. Excuse me. At any point prior to my resignation date. It says, given my impending resignation, I understand that I am exempt from any return to office requirements. That's the thing we were talking about. Pursuant to the recent directives, that I will maintain my current compensation and retain all existing benefits, including but not limited to retirement accruals, until my final resignation date. I am certain of my decision to resign, and my choice to resign is fully voluntary. I understand my employing agency will likely make adjustments in response to my resignation, including moving, eliminating, consolidating, reassigning my position and tasks, reducing my official duties, and or placing me on paid administrative leave until my resignation date. Holy cow. It's basically saying they might just send you home and say, yeah, we're good. We're good. Don't call us. You don't have to do anything. I think there's a lot of people who are going to take this. Maybe. I think they're not going to be married people. I think they're people who are getting close to retirement and young folks. All right, here it comes. It says, I am committed to ensuring a smooth transition during my remaining time at my employing agency. Accordingly, I will assist my employing agency with completing reasonable and customary tasks and processes to facilitate my departure. I understand that my acceptance of this offer will be sent to the Office of Personnel Management, which will then share it with my agency employer. I hereby consent to OPM receiving, reviewing, and forwarding my acceptance. All right, here's the last little boilerplate stuff. Was that upon submission of your resignation, you will receive a confirmation email acknowledging this. Any replies shall be for the exclusive use of accepting that. Okay. Once your resignation is validly and received, the Human Resources Department of your employee agency will contact you to complete additional documentation, if any. Then it says they're authorized to do all this other stuff. So that's it. That went out to federal employees. So you got it. Yeah, that's, I can read good sometimes. Catch is we're in CR, no money after March. What is CR? Hold on, you got to get me smart on that. I don't know what that is, but I appreciate that. John William, I don't know about the severance package. I know. I mean, if they're going to give you 8 months and that's it, you're out. That's crazy. right? Oh no, what happened? Your comment is gone. Why does this happen? I don't understand why some of these comments just kind of magically disappear. I really don't. But anyway, continuing resolution. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Somebody's good to have somebody out there who's an adult who can explain stuff to me. Because you're not going to find one here. You're in the wrong place if you're looking for adult stuff. All right. Well, so that is interesting. I mean, that's what's going out through the federal government employees. And again, we're glad that they folks sent it to us and shared it with us so that we could see what's really going on. And that's maybe a bit unsettling, but every time there's a change, it does seem to be that way. And it's not easy, and we got to try and figure it out. And maybe that's me talking to myself too, because I'm not great with massive changes like that. I've got a couple of big ones coming up here pretty soon, and man, it's a rocky road, and it's tough to maneuver. And hopefully, we hope the best for everybody. Toba, reaching out to Sean in the comments saying, "What's up, old boss man?" He's not saying you're old, I don't think. I think he's just saying, I used to work with you. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he's taking a dig. Maybe he's... All right, guys. I want to talk more about everything, but I don't want to make the mistake of not getting you the Associated Press, because we do have the latest update from AP. So, hey, we got it. So we're going to send it your way and make sure that you're not missing anything that's happening in the mainland.
AP News, I'm Mike Hempen. President Trump is blaming diversity initiatives for undermining air safety following last night's collision at Reagan National Airport. Trump was asked how he can blame DEI hirings when the investigation is just beginning.
Because I have common sense, okay? And unfortunately, a lot of people don't. We want brilliant people doing this. This is a major chess game at the highest level.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says the president's speculation about the accident is disgusting.
It's one thing for internet pundits to spew off conspiracy theories. It's another for the President of the United States to throw out idle speculation as bodies are still being recovered and families still being notified. It just turns your stomach.
67 people are believed to have died in the collision. President Trump's pick to lead the FBI says he doesn't have an enemies list.
President Trump's pick to head the FBI is trying to convince deeply skeptical Democrats he is not out to seek revenge on the president's behalf. In his confirmation hearing, Kash Patel insisted he does not have an enemies list, and as director would not seek retribution for the president or launch politically motivated probes.
I have no interest, no desire, and will not, if confirmed, go backwards.
Democrats have cast Patel as a Trump loyalist who's repeatedly made controversial statements. Patel says none of that's relevant now.
The only thing that will matter if I'm confirmed as a director of the FBI is a de-weaponized, depoliticized system of law enforcement.
Rhode Island Democrat Sheldon Whitehouse says there's a big difference between the facade around Patel. Sagar Magani, Washington.
This is AP News. AP correspondent Haya Pinjwani reports on the ongoing trial of A$AP Rocky.
Superstar singer Rihanna has appeared for the second straight day at the trial of her partner, rapper A$AP Rocky. She may have outshined key testimony in the case. Rocky is on trial for 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm and could get more than 24 years in prison if he's convicted. As Rihanna watched on in the downtown Los Angeles courtroom in her first appearance a day earlier, Rocky's former friend and accuser testified that Rocky pulled out a gun, shot at him, and injured his hands on a Hollywood street in 2021. The man, known as A$AP Rocky, will undergo cross-examination. I'm Haya Pinjwani.
The nominee for Director of Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, says big changes are needed to address years of failures of America's intelligence service. Gabbard had a confirmation hearing today before the Senate Intelligence Committee. I'm Mike Hempen, AP News.
Well, you think that's pretty cool about everything that's happening right now, but here's what happened today in history.
January 31st, 1958. America enters the space age, successfully launching its first satellite into orbit, Explorer 1. It happens just months after the Soviet Union launches Sputnik, the very first satellite into orbit. 2001. A Libyan intelligence officer is convicted of murder and gets life in prison for the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 in Lockerbie, Scotland. That's the verdict from a Scottish court convened in the Netherlands. The court acquits a second Libyan in the 1988 bombing, which killed 270 people. 1945. Private Eddie Slovic becomes the first U.S. soldier since the Civil War to be executed for desertion. Slovic is shot by an American firing squad in France during the final months of World War II in Europe. 1923. Norman Mailer, one of the great American authors in the years after World War II, is born in Long Branch, New Jersey. And 1797. Composer Franz Schubert is born in Vienna, Austria. Today in history, January 31st. Mike Gracia, The Associated Press.
Paradise Dental's giving you the gas. Well, not that kind of gas.
You already know that Paradise Dental has the most affordable coverage in the entire Marianas, and now we've got something special just for new customers. And now for a limited time, Paradise Dental is offering free gas vouchers for new signups for their coverage plan. If you sign up for a singles plan, you'll get a $10 gas voucher. If you sign up for a couples plan, that's a $15 gas voucher. And if you sign up for the whole family plan, that's a $20 gas voucher right after your first visit. So hurry down to Paradise Dental and sign up for the CNMI's most affordable dental coverage today. These gas vouchers are limited, and with smiles like these, you know they're going to go fast.
Welcome back, Marianas. It is 8:19 in the morning, and it is your Friday.
That's right, baby. We are just about to the weekend. You can't beat it. And the weather is going to be great. It looks a little gray outside right now, but don't worry, so does some of my hair. what's left anyway. And I'm doing just fine, so you will too. We're going to be okay. It's going to be mostly sunny skies today, too, with a great forecast. It's going to be a high near 86 throughout the day, and it's going to be blowing around gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. And that's one of the big reasons why we got the rip current statement and the high surf advisory. So be careful if you're out there on the water or you're near the water. Remember, if you start getting pulled out by a rip current, you're not going to win. That rip current is undefeated in every country around the planet. What do? Well, real easy. You ride it out a little bit and you try to swim out to the left or to the right, parallel to the beach outside of that rip. And once you get out of that, you start making your way in a little bit, start waving and yelling if you can, if you still got some air in your lungs, to let people know, and maybe somebody will be able to come out and help you. But you just keep going parallel to the shore until you can start making your way back in. It's not going to be easy, but it's the only chance that you've got if nobody can see you. So be smart out there, all right? And don't try to beat that rip current because it will not work, all right? The best way to do it, don't turn your back on the ocean. You might be on a floaty, who knows? But it's really easy to get pulled out, whether you're on a kayak, whether you're on a surfboard, maybe you're just a swimmer. That rip current can take you out, and they'll take you out fast. So just be smart out there, guys. That's all the way through Sunday afternoon. All right, 82 degrees right now, and humidity has dropped quite a bit, all the way down to 77% compared to where we were this morning. So it is a beautiful day in Saipan. So if you guys are out there in the mainland unhappy about the weather, I'll just say that was your choice. That's what you get. All right, guys. Speaking of the water, here's one of those international stories that we were talking about. All this stuff about the Russian hoax. This is about stuff happening in the Baltics. And it's all these undersea cables. You know what? This might be a good opportunity, a good time for me to send you guys this photo. Maybe you guys recognize this ship. But while I wait for this to pull up, it says, according to this report from the Associated Press, there have been at least 11 Baltic cables that have been damaged in the past 15 months. And so NATO is like, hey, what's going on? Especially because there's one of those that they think was a Russian ship, like a spy ship, that was just dragging anchor and ripping up cables. Yeah, I know. That's why we follow some of this stuff, right? So let's go over to this photo. I took a series of photos, and let's see if I can't. I'm just gonna be smart about it this time. So let's save it and pop it up on the main screen. Sure, we'll put it in photos. You're like, Brad, what are you doing? I know, don't worry, just sit tight. Because I took photos of this ship. I'll just call it ship. All right, and then I'm going to open it up. All right, let's open it. Boom. And we'll put it up on the screen. Now, I used my super mega awesome zoom to be able to take this shot. Here, open up your file. Where are you? Yeah, let's go. There we go. Put it up on the share screen for you. So here it is. This is the ship. Now, if you recognize this ship, let me know if you know what kind it is. I mean, I figure it's some kind of a research vessel. Now, that looks like a pretty good shot. That was like the 100 times zoom on my phone, right? From up here in the office. And it was going from south to north. But you can see it's got that big tower on it. It's got that big, it's got to be like a radar up on top on that radar dome. And it's heading north. The guys from the Coast Guard said they don't know anything about it. What we ended up doing was sending it, and it was way out there. Again, it's not like it was in the lagoon or out by the pre-post ships. It was way out. You could just see that there was a ship and way out there. So again, held the phone up to the window from the third floor, put on that 100 times zoom, and tried to get it centered in there, and that was it. So it's I wonder if that is one of those things, because they go out there and like mapping the undersea cables and all that. I mean, it looks like it's got a crane in the back of the ship, and it looks like it's got maybe one of those cable layers as well. And then again, that big mast with the radar dome on top. So I tried to find it online just based on its silhouette. And I was unlucky with my attempts. Again, so I sent it to the guys over at Joint Region Marianas, the ones who I used to work with. And so they were on it. I'm sure they're not going to get back to me and say, yep, that was the Russian ship Vladivostok. It is out there mapping cables. Probably not telling me that, but at least they got to see it. Or they might just say, Brad, dude, calm down. How much coffee are you drinking? It's nothing. I'm like, all right, well, that'd be cool too. But it was interesting enough to me. Here, and just to give you an idea for scale, let me do, I'm going to save this one and show you also. Ship 2. Just to let you see here, open. See if that pops up on the old screen here. Yeah. So this is just to give you an idea of scale of like when I was, you can't see it here or there. So this is where it was. Oh, you can't see it here. Wait 1 second. Let me go to this. I got to slide it over. So just to give you an idea for scale, that's what it looked like from the office. And that was still with a zoom, right? You could see the reef line right there. And that's the ship from far away. So way out there past the pre-post ships. And it was probably a pretty good sized ship if it still looked that big from out there. So, well, now you know, folks, that's what we got. We don't know what it is. We just know that it was there. And there you go. If you know what it is, let us know. Maybe it's maybe it's just a research vessel. And, it'd be cool to know that we had something come in. But it didn't stop here. It just kept going. So that was it. We looked to see if it was coming in port. We looked at all the ship tracking things and all that. Again, the Coasties said that it wasn't something bound for Saipan, and they didn't know what it was either. So anyway, good morning, Eric. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, so this is interesting. Speaking of China and the Philippines, they're talking. Not sure what's happening. But anyway, so the Philippines been harassed for a long time by China. It's about some of these like territorial pissing matches, if you will. And China kind of like harassing the folks out there from the Philippines who are trying to maintain their control over their sovereign lands. And they are like basically ramming into ships that are trying to resupply these guys who are out there. They're, or they're trying to cut them off. They're hitting them with the fire hoses, you name it. Well, anyway, Philippine president is offering a deal. It is according to the Associated Press. The China says, stop sea aggression and I'll return missiles to the United States. So apparently we've got some missiles over there. And this is from AP out of Manila. It says, Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. offered Friday to remove a U.S. missile system from the Philippines if China halts what he called aggressive coercive behavior in the disputed South China Sea. The U.S. Army installed the Typhoon mid-range missile system in the northern Philippines in April last year to support what the longtime treaty allies described as training for joint combat readiness. China has repeatedly demanded that the Philippines remove the missile system, saying that it was inciting geopolitical confrontation and an arms race. Asked by reporters about China's criticism of the missile system, Marcos said he did not understand the Chinese position because the Philippines does not comment on China's missile system, which are 1,000 times more powerful than what we have. Let's make a deal with China. Stop claiming our territory. Stop harassing our fishermen and let them have a living. Stop ramming our boats. Stop water cannoning our people. Stop firing lasers at us. And stop your aggressive and coercive behavior. And we'll return the Typhoon missiles. That's what Marcos told the reporters in central Cebu. He said, let them stop everything they're doing and I'll return all of those. Interesting stuff. It always is interesting to me with the Philippines and China because, like, when I see this, I'd be furious if this was happening to, U.S., but it seems like they also are kind of cool with China. Some folks. Good morning, Sasha. Thanks for tuning in. Great to see you. Yeah, and look at that boat, by the way. Does that boat down there? It's not the same boat. You're like, Brad, I can't see your screen. All right. Here, hold on. I'm going to open up this other story. That's not the same boat that we were looking at. Hold on. Just to show you. This is one of these stories. That doesn't look like the boat that we just had, but it does have one of those masts. It just doesn't have the crane on the back and everything like that. So no, don't. Cool your jets there, white boy. All right. Let's get back to what was there was something I wanted to get to. We were going to talk a little bit about the governor's press conference yesterday. It covered a lot of stuff. Covered his trip to D.C. Talked about all the folks that he met with. He met with different representatives. Didn't get to meet with any senators, but got to meet with a bunch of representatives, including Joe Wilson, Amada Radewagen, Chairman Westland from the Natural Resources, and he spent like over an hour with our representatives, Kim King-Hines. By the way, we got to meet with her for over an hour yesterday with all the veterans. That was outstanding. We'll talk about that also. But he was saying that he was talking to all these folks and saying, hey, we need some help, including one of the people was Westland, who's going to be overseeing the 902 agreement talks. So that's pretty good that they were able to meet. Just reading all this stuff. So we were talking about the 902 talks as one of the questions. In fact, let me pull that up so you can hear what he had to say about the 902 talks, because that became one of the big questions. Excuse me. And while I do that, he also was asked by Tomas about, hey, are you guys getting any heads up from from ICE? From immigration and all that about these quote unquote raids, which they said when we spoke with some folks who shall remain nameless because they don't want to be named. They said, hey, we're not doing door-to-door raids. We've been just tracking these folks, some bad actors, and we're just going out and getting them. So hold on, let's. This is the stuff from yesterday. Hold on. That. You can't hear it because I muted it. So good job, Brad. 1 second.
I'm going to have to the restart would be to ask the president to appoint his representative, and I don't think it's going to be a long process.
This is about the 902 talks.
The discussion level, because a lot of the folks that were involved in the discussion level, the legals and the financial folks are still in there. And most likely will be, unless the president's representative has a completely new team, we're gonna have to, but the issues are still gonna be the same. And then we're just gonna say, this is how far we got in this discussion, and this is where we wanna go going forward. And so, as things kind of taper down in Washington, D.C., and the heads of the departments and agencies settle in, I think we're going to be sending out an official letter to the president regarding our 902 talks.
Just a follow-up question on that one. Considering the difference between the ideas and the positions of new administration and the previous administration, would you expect changes in the minds of those people?
That's Emmanuel Arellano from the Variety asking that question.
On the federal side?
I don't think so. To be frank with you, I mean, the issues are going to be the same. Maybe the approach is going to be different, but the issues are going to be the same. We're only looking at what's in our covenant agreement, and that, regardless of you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, or you're an independent president, the issues are going to be the same, and it's not going to change how we're going to approach it. The issues are going to be the same. Maybe how we approach it and who we talk to is going to be a little bit different, and we'll see.
Well, Mr. Governor, it was Ms. Cantor who was here during the 902 talks that we were here in Saipan. Do we know already, they've already identified who her replacement is?
I don't believe so. I think the Secretary of Interior will be confirmed shortly. Then it's going to be up to him to appoint who that's going to be.
And then I imagine, I know you said you don't want to start from the beginning because then you have to start with the whole letter and everything like that, but
Do you think that you're really going to have to get everybody back up to speed? There's going to be people from a whole different side of things coming in, I think.
Well, yeah, and that's to be expected. We're going to have to send an official letter to the president, and then he's going to have to assign somebody else from the federal side, and we might have to kind of brief them on those conversations. But what I was saying is that the key team people that were on the 902 teams are still our career individuals. So it's the conversation is still going to be there, and so they would have the background of the discussions that we've had with Assistant Secretary Cantor. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know, we'll do whatever is necessary. If we have to go back and repeat the discussions, that's fine. Because
sorry. But with that, I didn't think about it, but like, have things from our perspective changed with the rescission of all those different executive orders and everything, and how it might implicate funding for the Marianas? Like the things that we went into the 902 talks initially with, have some of those things changed?
No. I don't think because our discussion with the 902 was just the 701, the Section 7 of the covenant itself. That's not going to change. We're still going to go in and have the same discussion.
Thank you.
Will Delegate King Hines have a role in your 902 talks now?
Of course he's going to. Well, you know, some of these issues would require congressional. Okay, so once an agreement is done, those that requires congressional most likely be. She would be the person who sponsor whatever legislation and have that legislative role, a congressional role, so to speak.
You mentioned that you talked to her earlier, and what's the key initiative that both of you guys are going to be working on?
This 902 talks and economics and infrastructure, transportation. She is a member of that committee or subcommittee, and she's going to be, I believe she's in the Veterans Affairs Committee. So, yeah.
Governor, do you know who the Secretary of Interior nominee is, and are they a familiar face or a friend?
Not to me. He's the governor of North Dakota, I believe. Governor Morgan. But it looks like he's going to be confirmed.
Governor?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to meet with the chairman of the RNC in the visit? Like, you know, were you able to spend time with
No, I wasn't. I mean, like I said, I was just there for 3.5 days. I got there on Saturday night. Sunday was a free day, and it was freezing outside. Monday we went from 7 o'clock. We had to be at the NGA, and it was basically, that trip was all pretty much set up. I wasn't able, I was supposed to go to, or was asked to, if I wanted to go to some of the other functions where he was, but you know, I chose not to because I was, one, tired going over there, two, it was very cold, and so I wasn't able to meet him.
But follow-up question about even though you're not able to meet with the key Republicans in DC, how would you gauge a link between the CNMI under this administration and the president himself, President Trump?
How would I gauge?
How would you gauge the, you know?
I think he would be very accommodating, and I think the relationship would be fine. A lot of his appointees are governors and I believe that they would be supportive of the insular areas and the territories programs. Some of them have been in Congress, and to me, whether you're a Democratic governor in the insular areas or a Republican governor or an independent governor, the issues are still going to be the same, and we need to continue to transcend the politics of it all, and learn how to talk to anybody that can help.
Sorry, we have one Nick on the line.
All right, then ended up going to an online question. That was pretty neat, actually. So we ended up having. Sorry, the volume was low. Sorry. Thanks for letting me know about that, Enoch. I'll make sure I didn't have it up high enough, but I can definitely crank that volume. No problem. So that went on, and again, so part of the press conference, they had folks from online. They had Marianas Business Journal was online, Skylar from Guam, and then from KUAM, they had Nick Delgado. So that was pretty neat because you typically don't see the only folks that we usually get from Guam before Tomas was with KUAM was Candid and Troy. And in fact, they asked him, I'm not sure why he wasn't able to make it, but he just wasn't there. It was, but Guam media being interested in us now again, that's kind of cool. I like it. And so, and this is part of what the governor is doing. He's trying to get out and do this more regularly and trying to have more interaction with folks and actually him getting out and talking to folks. And I think it's a welcome change for sure, right? It's nice to have him out there and all that because he even talked about it at the beginning. He's like, hey, I'm addressing one of the criticisms that I don't get out there and talk enough. And so here he is. So he's out there doing it. So thanks, Mr. Governor, for getting that going for us, and look forward to the next one. You can see that red line on there. While we were playing that stuff, I got an email that came in from CUC saying that the FAC rate is going up. No, not the FAC rate. Yeah. That's not from that. But the FAC rate is going up again from 2119 to, is it, or is there 3 ones in there? To that 23,498. I think there's actually another one in there that I missed. Hold on, let me pull it up. Dun, dun, dun. Yep, I got to put one more 1 in there. Sorry, guys. Where is it? Now I got to find it on here. Oh, Maine. And breaking news. And there's one extra number 1 now. Problem solved. There you go. So, hooray! Hooray! We're gonna pay more for our utilities again. I'm looking forward to paying lower for fuel prices once this energy plan starts coming up. And see what happens. What the FAC? Yeah, that's right. That's methed up. That's great. FAC! That's another one. I'm looking at you guys in the comments. You're awesome. It's hilarious. But hey, that's it. So it just came out. From everybody's favorite utilities corporation, the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation, giving you power and water and wastewater ever since. Well, I'll pull up the official email right now. Maybe after I sneeze, I'll do that for you. Hold on. So I don't have to read it off my phone. I'm going to show it to you guys on the share screen here so you can know exactly what's going on. And again, it just came out this morning while we were doing that. 8:27 a.m. is when it came out. It's 8:44 now. Opening up. It's loading. Okay, let's go. Let's download it so we can open it. There we go. Let's share that bad boy. Share that soldier boy. Boom. Hold on. Here we go. So that's it. Rise in fuel prices. Oh, wait. Do I have like a real cool breaking news thing? Chum, chum, chum. I do, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Anyway, Rise in fuel prices leads to an increase in CUC's fuel adjustment charge for February 2025. The Commonwealth Utilities Corporation has been notified by Mobil Oil Marianas that there has been an increase in the average international fuel oil prices, which affects the fuel adjustment charge. Pursuant to an order, blah, 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 basically says that if it exceeds a 4.5% increase, they got to bump it. So they did. And you got the rate right there in our little breaking news tab, but from 21,119 per kilowatt hour to 23,498 per kilowatt hour. Said I hear is part of the boilerplate stuff. The FAC is one of two components that make up the CUC electric rate, which is strictly for fuel and fuel-related purchases. Is it? The second component of the CUC base rate, which has not increased since April 2014, is used to fund operations project debt services or non-fuel related expense. Now that's interesting because it said strictly for fuel and fuel related purchases, but the other one they say hasn't changed. Now I think this needs to change a little bit. It says the second component is the CUC base rate, which has not increased since April of 14, which is used to fund operations, projects, debt services, or non-fuel related expense. See, that's the thing that's, I think, off a little bit. I think the debt services is part of the first part because that has changed since 2014, right? The amount that at least the hospital itself has owed in the past 10 years has gone up by like 30 million. Chris, bro, not too much with the accent. You might get deported. Yeah, all right. Luisa, you're right. Gosh, you guys are killing me in the comments. It's hilarious. I love it. It's really great to see all you guys. The comments are some of the best, and I'm watching you guys all over the place. And YouTube's hilarious. You guys are great. Let me check. I don't have you right now, though, on the Good Morning Marianas page. I've only got you on the NMI News Service page. And let's go check that out real quick, just to make sure. Sorry, guys, because I just remembered what it is that I want to read to you. This is something that I got yesterday. Sorry. And Fabian's over there. Good morning, Fabian. I don't know if you've been watching the whole time or if you just got in, but Fabian's over there on the Good Morning Marianas page. Oh, there he is. He's on the NMI News Service. He says, whoa, I used 1,100 kilowatt hours. Holy cow. And that's $22 if it's 2 cents. Ouch. And multiply that by 50,000 customers. That's 1 million a month. I hope my math is good. I hope my math is good, too. That is great. Good to see you, Fabian. Thanks so much. Yeah, I'm with you. Jeez, you guys are hilarious. All right, so that's it. The FAQ is up. But while I'm over here, I want to read this thing. Dun dun dun. And I think you'll like it. Hold on, we got to pull it up here. All right, I'm going to get rid of the music, though. And, or maybe I'll see if I can't find something else. Something a little, I don't think I have anything that's perfect for this. What's this one? I like it, but... All right, no, we're not going to listen to that. All right, so let's do this, though. A friend of the show, we had him on here many times. And at least we had him on here for his, he was running for office. And he's been, even before that, he was writing letters to the editor, which I thought were great. And here's something that he wrote, and he sent it to me yesterday. And I want to read this to you. I'd much rather have him read it. But I'll tell you what it is. I would have to open up my own dental practice because it's like pulling teeth to get him to read out loud because he's not a look at me guy, and he should be because I really like him. All right, anyway, so this is Jimbo Ray fan. He was the one of the one of the contestants for The Price is Right. He was also one of the candidates for the Washington rep job. So here it is. He says, and I really like this. Check this out. So it's a tale of government-funded programs and the outrage. And he ends up talking about two different programs here that aim to do similar things, but in different ways. That's right, Connie. That's right. All right, here we go. He says, it's not often I get to experience, or rather witness and ponder in real time, the significance and living example of the famous idiom, to give a man a fish. But I found myself doing exactly that during a traffic jam one recent Saturday morning on the south side of the island. As it happened, our governor's office funded two separate but related giveaway programs, which coincidentally rolled out on the same day. Both programs offered a means for people to eat, but one for a day, the other potentially for a lifetime. More specifically, one program was giving away a free bag of rice to anybody who showed up with no expectation of anything in return. The other offered seats in a half-day workshop on how to grow food, given a commitment of at least 6 months minimum to ensure that every participant is able to apply the skills they learn through the program, with no promise of anything other than shared knowledge in return. Sadly, thousands of people lined up for hours to get a free bag of rice, Sadly, thousands of people lined up for hours to get the free bag of rice, whereas a mere 20 or so of us opted for the learning session on backyard gardening. Those of us who opted to join the workshop were pleasantly surprised to be rewarded with fast-growing vegetable seeds and a bag of dirt, literally, for our time and for the privilege of mentorship from experienced farmers. I have to zoom this in. I found myself held up in traffic from people jockeying for a place in line for a bag of rice on my way to get in line for a bag of dirt. In a bold statement about the obvious, another participant in the program said that the dirt will translate a continuous flow of food, while the bag of rice will likely be gone in a day. For emphasis, give a man food and he'll eat for a day. Teach him how to grow food and he'll eat for a lifetime. The good news is that upon a rerun of the same gardening program, sometime after the first installment, more people joined, between 50 to 100 people, I believe. And even better news is that it translates to somewhere around 100 more of us who are undertaking, for the first time or otherwise, the journey of tending gardens in a hands-on effort to learn about the process of growing food ourselves. Take from that what you will, but here's my take. The pendulum swing and trajectory of our societal expectations have been and continue to be in free fall toward the side of an overdependent population of people who actually believe that the American dream is about how much their government can do for them without any consideration for what they can do for our government. While necessary under present conditions, free government handouts have contributed in large scale to this sense of entitlement and, worst of all, to our full dependence on government freebies. The apparent outrage about the new president's audacity to put a pause on certain federally funded programs is part and parcel of the nightmare that is American entitlement, if not the inability to see the forest through the trees. Lost is the concept of conservative spending or fiscal responsibility in the face of threats against personal ideology and threats to our current level of expectation. If the President of the United States can't call for a pause and more thorough examination of our nation's spending, then who can? At what point do our federal programs go from being a well-intended, often beneficial supplement to our way of life to becoming an eternal leak on the moral fiber and character of our citizens? And if those elected to manage said spending are not permitted to make assessments, much less decisions accordingly, then how will we ever know? To be clear, this is not a stump rhetoric in favor of Donald Trump. In fact, I personally can't relate to the way he speaks and behaves, bearing in mind that I only see what the media wants me to see. Still, I choose to place my faith in our democratic system and the balance of power between our branches of government. because short of whining and complaining, it's my only option. At the most basic level, our government programming, federal and local, needs to create opportunities and instill a sense of obligation to help us help ourselves. As an example, let's see more funding in programs like the Backyard Gardening Workshop Series, requiring a commitment to grow and or catch our own food with a goal to reduce spending on money for nothing and food for free. To learn more about the Backyard Gardening Workshops, please visit Marianas Producers Association online at mpacnmi.org. Established to support people of the Northern Mariana Islands in their fight against food insecurity and to provide technical assistance in an environmentally friendly and sustainable manner. That's from Jimbo Rayfan. I really like it. And we're going to, we'll post it up on the old page here so you guys can see that later. But that's it. Jimbo Rayfan. Bringing all kinds of good stuff. No, you're right. He's not wrong is what he says. I'm with you. Man. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I really like it. But I'm a fan of his anyway. He's a good guy. All right, guys. We'll post that up there. We'll post the fuel adjustment charge info for you as well on the main page. How about any of those things? That's not big stuff for you guys. No, I think we can get through all of those things. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? Hold on. That tragic event that happened in the mainland. And we actually saw a video of it where that plane crashed into a helicopter. I mean, crazy, right? I mean, we heard it in the AP update. Is this the air traffic control?
Pass 25, get the CRJ in flight. Pass 25, pass behind this CRJ.
Tower, did you see that?
472. American 3130, go around, turn left end 250, climb maintain 3000.
Okay, left hand 350, 3000, American 3130.
Blue Sea 5347, go around, climb maintain 3000, flight heading
3000, heading, go around 3000, Blue Streak 5347.
Blackjack 3, can you return to base? What? Blackjack 3, proceed directly to Glebe. I need you to land. I need you to land immediately. Can you go to Dulles for a few minutes? Also 7, proceed due westbound. Contact Dulles Tower 120.1. Muscle 13, can you go to Baltimore?
Just devastating. 67 people lost their lives from that. A plane hit a helicopter. They collided, they exploded, and everything went in the water. And the ongoing rescue efforts don't look easy. It's cold. Did they release the last audio? Well, that's the air traffic controller talking to both of them. That's the one I got there. Hold on, let's see if I got anything else. That's the air traffic controller. See if I can find something else. And like verified stuff, right? Like the real stuff about it. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's see if I can find something. Potomac crash audio. So air traffic controller radio offers look into the lead up to the crash. That's off audio of the crash. Yeah, I think what we just played is the latest stuff. Looking to see anything else. Boom. That's the buzz of everything that's going around right now, and that was about like 4 hours ago when they first got it. Some of it came out while we were sleeping as well. Here's the raw. 1 second.
Pass 25, pass behind this CRJ.
Crash.
alert 3, crash.
I just saw a fireball and then it was just gone. So I haven't seen anything since they hit the river, but it was a CRJ and a helicopter that hit. I would say maybe a half mile off the approach end of 33.
Pass 25, get the CRJ in flight. Pass 25, pass behind this CRJ.
Crash. This is alert 3, crash.
All right, so that's what I got there. Let's see if I got something else. This one is only 21 seconds long. Oh yeah, that was what we just heard. That crash.
Pass 25, get the CRJ in flight. Pass 25, pass behind this CRJ.
Crash. This is alert 3, crash.
I just saw a fireball.
Yeah, that's just what we had. Let's see if there's anything else, anything new. Yeah, that was it. So I think that we all got just the same stuff. That's the latest stuff that we got on it. But yeah, it's awful. 67 people, and I remember as a kid, there was another crash in the Potomac, and it was awful. It was in the wintertime. They made movies about it and everything. So it's just to see it happen again. And how the heck does a plane hit a helicopter? I mean, it's at night, and it was a Black Hawk, and they showed the collision in the air. Yeah, I do. I have seen that. Hold on one second. Crash. Well, I only searched for the audio. Hold on. Video. We could show that to you, too. I've seen that already a few times. This is... Hold on, see if I can full screen it for you.
The mid-air collision between an American Airlines passenger plane and a U.S. military Black Hawk helicopter that was on a training mission.
No, let's go back. I don't need all that. I just want to see the actual video of it, raw. That's the wreckage. I could show you that. But I'm looking for I mean, I've seen it. Have you guys seen it? Because I've definitely seen it. I think I even sent it to myself. Give me a real quick second, and I'll pop it on the screen. If you guys haven't seen it, yeah, I think this is it. Right.
Pass 25, get the CRJ in flight. Pass 25, pass behind this CRJ. American 472, Washington, 1 star, 320.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Hold on one second. I have a way of getting that video. Now I want to send it to you guys. I'll download this real quick. I'll put it up on the screen for you.
Pass 25, get the CRJ in flight. Pass 25, pass behind this CRJ. American 472, Washington, 1 star, 32017.
Did you see that?
American 472. American 3130, go around, turn left end 250, climb maintain 3000.
Okay, left heading 350, 3000, American 3130. Taking heading for American 3130.
American 3130, go around, turn left end 270, climb maintain 3000.
270 on the heading, 3000, American 3130.
Yeah, and that's it. So I'm like, well, we'll just play it one more time just so you could see watch for that flash.
Pass 25, get the CRJ in flight. Pass 25, pass behind this CRJ. American 472, Washington, 1 star, 32017.
Did you see that?
American 472. American 3130, go around, turn left end 250, climb maintain 3000.
Okay, left heading 350, 3000, American 3130. Taking heading for American 3130.
American 3130, go around, turn left end 270, climb maintain 3000.
270 on the heading, 3000, American 3130.
Yeah, and so that's that. So there you go. That's what's happening in the mainland, and there's so much happening out there, and it's just awful. And we hope the best for all their families, and we'll definitely pray for them today as well. So I don't know if you guys do that, but that's just something I started doing. We find out when all those funeral announcements, the death announcements, and all that stuff. Ended up doing a quick prayer for all those folks, and we'll definitely be doing that for them today. All right, guys. Well, it is after 9 o'clock. What we'll do, I'll get you out with the latest update from the Associated Press. I'll just see if it's updated. It should be. There it is. So I'm going to get you out with that, and then we'll be back again next week. What? Next week? Will we have baseball tonight? Who is it? Marlins and Falcons? I think you said, Louisa, Marlins and Falcons. So that'll be tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll reach out to Scotty about getting you guys some pizza. I'm going to be in Garapan. Really honored. We're going to be hanging out with a federal judge who's joining the VFW. He's, not everybody who serves, say they're a hero. I mean, it's overused and all that stuff, right? But this guy was. The Battle of Quezon was a hell of a thing, a resupply mission, aerial assistance, where a bunch of Marines were stranded. Really, they were isolated. They were surrounded by the Vietnamese, and they put up one hell of a defense. And he was one of the survivors from that. And we're going to be enjoying a few beverages with him tonight, and I'm really looking forward to it. Honored that he's joining our post. He wanted to join Saipan's post. He's making a donation to us as well, and it's pretty awesome. So if you want to come and salute a Marine, you could join us tonight. It'll be a lot of fun. All right. Yeah, pizza. Louisa, we'll message Scotty about picking that up tonight, dropping it off, and then I got to head back out. So I can't join you for play-by-play, but let's get you the update from the Associated Press. We're going to call it a day. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for being a part of the show. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your calls. No calls today, though, but thanks for all that. We'll see you guys later tonight for baseball, but in the meantime, here's the latest update from the Associated Press.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. A mid-air collision last night in the nation's capital between an Army helicopter and an American Airlines flight killed all 67 people aboard the two aircraft. An investigation well underway, Sagamagani reports the Federal Aviation Administration's noting an issue with Reagan National Airport's air traffic control tower.
An FAA report obtained by the AP says the tower's staffing was not normal when an American Airlines jet and an Army helicopter collided, killing all 67 people aboard the two aircraft. It was the nation's worst aviation disaster in a generation. What happened?
We don't know what we know just yet.
The NTSB's Todd Inman, hours after President Trump seemed to blame the accidents on air traffic controllers, the helicopter's pilots, and Democratic diversity policies, claiming without evidence the FAA's been hiring subpar controllers. And later signing an executive order telling the agency to scrap any DEI initiatives.
We want the most competent people. We don't care what race they are.
The president was in the Oval Office, roughly 3 miles from where rescuers were still pulling bodies from an icy Potomac River. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
Hamas-led militants freed 8 more hostages from Gaza today, while another 110 Palestinian prisoners were released by Israel as part of a ceasefire. But the handover of some of the hostages by masked militants to an unruly crowd drew an angry protest from Israel. Back in Washington, more confirmation hearings. Trump's pick for FBI Chief Kash Patel insisting he has no enemies list, and the Bureau won't seek retribution against the president's adversaries under his leadership.
I have no interest, no desire, and will not, if confirmed, go backwards. There will be no politicization at the FBI. There will be no retributive actions taken by any FBI should I be confirmed as the FBI director.
This is AP News. The economy ended 2024 on a solid note. The Commerce Department reports gross domestic product expanded at a 2.3% annual rate in the fourth quarter. For the year, the economy grew a healthy 2.8%. The number of Americans filing for jobless benefits fell last week, and mortgage rates are easing, the average 30-year down to 6.95%. And Damian Troisi has the AP Markets report.
Stocks closed higher on Wall Street Thursday. The S&P 500 gained 0.5%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.4%. The Nasdaq Composite rose 0.3%. Treasury yields fell in the bond market. The broad gains followed a rush of profit reports from some of the country's most influential companies. Meta Platforms and Tesla both rallied following their latest earnings reports and hopes for more growth. Microsoft kept indexes in check after reporting weaker growth than expected in its cloud computing business. Damian Troisi, New York.
And I'm Ben Thomas, AP News. Thanks for listening.
All right, Marianas, you guys have a great day. Have Have a great weekend. Think good thoughts. Enjoy the beach. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy your family. And enjoy the fact that you get to live out here in the CNMI. You could be anywhere in the world, but if you're here, it's the best thing. Guys, love you. So glad we get to do this. We'll see you tonight for baseball. See you next week for more Good Morning Marianas. Take care, everybody.